For case 4, we have a 48-year-old man with left arm weakness. So here, as you're coming up inferiorly, you've got some hyperdense material in the left cerebellar hemisphere, kind of extending into the superior parts of the midline cerebellum or cerebellar vermis. So now we've moved on to the CTA, so I've got a single slice for you. And what I'll draw your attention to is there's an abnormal cluster of vessels here along the tentorium, kind of this tangle of vessels that you certainly don't see on the other side, and you should not see on the full 3D set. You can definitely get a better appreciation for that as well. So then you have to think about using your pattern, like what do you want to do now? So this patient went on to angiogram, and so here you can see images from an angiograph injection of the left vertebral artery. So you can see the left vert is going up into the basilar artery here, and then we have definitely this abnormal cluster of vessels along the tentorium corresponding to that abnormality that you saw on the CT angiogram. Then you also have abnormal venous drainage on that side. So you've got early venous drainage into the transverse and sigmoid sinuses there. Here on the lateral view, you see the same thing. You see a vert injection. You see a lot of the supply coming from the left superior cerebellar artery and left PCA. So you've got this abnormal tangle of vessels here. This image is a little earlier, so you're not seeing that early venous drainage. So this is a case of an arteriovenous malformation. This is a vascular lesion where you have a shunt. You have no intervening capillary bed, so you have a direct shunt between arteries and veins. Typically, your feeding arteries and draining veins are going to be enlarged. There's little or no brain tissue in that nidus that you're seeing. So the nidus is the tangle of vessels itself. These are congenital abnormalities that are usually present since birth. 98% of them are solitary, but you can get multiple lesions. Now, the vast majority of these are going to be supratentorial, but in this case, we saw an infratentorial one. There's about a 2 to 4% annual hemorrhage risk for these, although it can be significantly larger if you have deep lesions that have deep venous drainage. Now, AVMs are graded by the Spetzler-Martin grading system. You don't necessarily have to remember this right off the bat. I mean, you can look it up pretty easily. But this is a measurement of how much surgical risk a patient is going to have from these. So you get 1 to 3 points based on the size, whether it's an eloquent or non-eloquent area. So you get a point for eloquent areas, so the motor cortex, visual cortex, the internal capsular brainstem. This cerebellar peduncles, definitely. This cerebellar hemisphere is a little bit less so. And then you get a point if you have deep venous drainage. So if you're draining only to superficial cortical veins, that has a little bit better prognosis. Here you see an MR from that same patient. So you see on the gradient imaging, there's a lot of susceptibility around hemorrhage here. And then you see a lot of enhancement. So some of it's some enhancement associated with the hemorrhage. But here you see the little nidus of abnormal vessels there. Here you see pre and post contrast imaging. So on your T1, the hemorrhage itself has a lot of intrinsic T1 hyperintensity or T1 shortening, but you definitely see an area of vascular enhancement where we were seeing abnormal enhancement on the CT angiogram.